Hi, today I wanted to talk about interest rate versus APR and which one is more important. Let's start with interest rate. The interest rate is basically the cost of borrowing the money. So in other words, if you're borrowing, say, $400,000 at 6.5% interest rate, every month the lender is going to calculate how much interest you owe on your payment based on that 6.5%. And then that's how much interest they're going to collect. The rest will go towards your principal. APR, however, is the cost of getting the loan. So it's going to take into account any origination charges, any discount points, any broker fees, even a couple title charges impact the overall APR. And that's why when you look at rate versus APR, the APR is always slightly higher, and that's because those costs that are in there. So why do we disclose both? We disclose both because federal law requires that we do. This is a way for consumers to basically do an apples to apples comparison, so that if you're talking to more than one lender, you can not only get what interest rate they're going to charge you, but what that overall APR is going to be, and you can kind of see which one is more beneficial to you. Because even though, let's just say, for example, you had two lenders, both are quoting you 6.5% interest rate, but one is charging you 0 points and the other lender is charging you a point or even 2 points, that APR on that second lender is going to be higher because it's costing you more to get that same interest rate. One thing I always encourage my clients to do is, if they are talking to more than one lender, not only getting the rate and the APR that they're going to be charged, but really getting a breakdown of those costs, get all of that broken out for you to really allow you to do an apples to apples comparison. Because I've often had clients who are getting what they think is this great interest rate, only to find out there's all kinds of costs, discount points, etc. baked into it, and it's really costing them more in the long run, even though it's a slightly lower interest rate. So don't be one of those folks. In other words, get all of your information, get your fees, get your APR, get your rate. That way you can do that apples to apples comparison. So to sum it all up, which one is more important, interest rate or APR? And the fact of the matter is they're both important, just in different ways. Like I said, you want as best of an interest rate you can get, but you also want to be careful that you're not paying too much to get that rate. And that's where APR will come into play in breaking down those fees to see, are they charging you a bunch of discount points, for example. All right, well listen, I hope you found this information helpful. And if you did, please do me a favor and subscribe to our page. If you would like to forward this to any of your friends or family, please feel free to do so. And of course, if you have any questions at all regarding mortgages, whether it's discussing interest rate and APRs or other parts of the process, always feel free to reach out. You can call us, text us anytime. We're here to help you. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.